Hey everyone, welcome back. It was a freezing winter evening in New York. Snow was falling gently from the sky, and the streets were aglow under the yellow lights of the lamps. Inside a small, cozy restaurant, 26-year-old Sarah sat by the window, staring at her phone. She had just lost her job that morning. Her rent was due. Her life savings were almost depleted. She felt like her life was falling apart. Tears welled up in her eyes. She ordered the cheapest thing on the menu, a cup of tomato soup, just to have something warm. While she stirred her soup absent-mindedly, she noticed a man sitting 2 tables away. He was older, perhaps in his late 60s. He was well-dressed. His long black coat reached his ankles. He wore a scarf around his neck and a hat on his head. He kept glancing at her, not in a creepy way, though more like in a concerned fatherly sort of way. After a while, the man stood up, walked to her table and said softly, "Bad day." Startled, Sarah looked up at him. "I'm sorry. Do I know you?" The man smiled kindly. "No, but I can see it in your eyes. You're carrying something heavy." Hesitantly, Sarah invited him to sit down. And that's when she began to tell him everything about losing her job that morning, about how her parents were gone, how she was alone in the city, and about how she didn't know what to do next. The words tumbled out of her mouth in a rush. The man listened patiently. He didn't judge her for crying or speaking so fast. He didn't interrupt or offer advice. Just listened. When she finished, he simply said, "Sometimes life closes a door because it's about to open a better one." He wished her good night, paid his bill, and left. When Sarah asked the waiter for her check, he said, "Oh, the gentleman already paid for you." Shocked, Sarah ran outside into the snow, but the man was nowhere in sight. She thought about him all night. The next morning, she decided to take a walk in Central Park to clear her head. As she passed a park bench, she froze. There, in the snow, was a black coat. A black coat, exactly like the one the man had been wearing. Folded neatly on top of it was an envelope addressed to her. With trembling hands, she opened it. Inside was a note. It read, "I once sat where you are, now lost, broke, hopeless. A stranger helped me, and it changed my life. Now it's my turn. Use this to start fresh." Along with the note, there was a credit card. Sarah looked around. There was no one. In the entire park, she was alone. Who was this mysterious man? How did he know her? Why was he helping her? Questions raced through her mind. As she turned the card over in her hands, she noticed the embossed letters CCC. What did they mean? Was it a clue? She decided to find out. Back at her apartment, Sarah researched the initials CCC online. She found an old news article from 2008. The initials stood for City Central Charity. According to the article, City Central Charity was a secret organization founded by a wealthy businessman who wanted to give back to the city that had made him successful. Every year, the organization helped someone in need. The article did unmentioned anything about a benefactor helping someone in 2023. So why did this story suddenly pop up in her research results? Suddenly, Sarah remembered the man's words. Sometimes life closes a door because it's about to open a better one. Could this be the better opportunity he was talking about? She pulled up the website for City Central Charity. There was a contact form, but it was only for people who needed help, not for those who could help. However, Sarah had nothing to lose. She decided to try anyway. She filled out the form with the details of the diner and the time she met the man. Then she waited. Days turned into weeks, but she heard nothing from the charity. Finally, on a snowy afternoon, just as she was about to lose hope, the phone rang. On the other end was a woman from City Central Charity. They had found her information in the database. The woman asked Sarah if she was still in need of help. Of course, Sarah was. Then the woman said, "We would like to meet you. Would you be available tomorrow?" Relief washed over Sarah. Maybe her situation would improve after all. The next day, Sarah met with representatives from City Central Charity. They were friendly and introduced themselves as Emily and David. over cups of coffee. They talked about her situation and how the mysterious benefactor had helped her. Sarah learned that he had paid off her credit card debt and left a large sum of money in her account. It was enough for her to pay her rent and start looking for a new job. But she wasn't the only one receiving help. Emily informed her that she and David were also getting help from the fund. They were going to use it to start their own business. Sarah was grateful for the opportunity. She promised to work hard to make the most of it. Later, when Sarah bid them farewell, Emily handed her a card. Here, give us a call if you need anything. On the card was written, See? Sarah smiled, realizing the mysterious man had given her more than just money. He had given her hope for a better future. She had lost her job, but she had gained new friends and a chance to pursue her dreams.